ladies and gentlemen, the B team, Mr. Colin and myself, Mikey Silvestri, Mikey Greasy Gnome, Mikey Silvertree. We're back.
Yep.
We're back. We are outside today. Yep. We are going to be recapping Sunday Night Football and the 2 Monday night games, as well as have a special guest with us who is quite not here yet. But it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good show. I'm excited.
Should I sit in his chair, too?
It would be kind of funny, honestly.
Okay, I'm going to sit in his chair.
I think it would be different. Should I have him here?
No.
We should have the guest.
Are you going to sit on my lap?
No, I'm saying we have Greg here and you there. It could be a little.
Let's have him sit right here.
Yeah, he is the guest.
He's the guest. I didn't give him a water today.
No water because why?
There's enough water on this deck. It rained last night.
It did. So for background, Greg Gottner, the GOAT. Late. We're starting without him.
It's late.
This has been a long-awaited little rivalry between you guys. Not even a rivalry, but just...
This is the most one-sided rivalry of all time because I've never met the guy. 2, every argument that he creates, I agree with his side of it, so I'm not sure where the argument is going.
There's not going to be an argument, though. There might be a little bit.
I agree on half the stuff we talk about.
I think today is going to be more of a ball-busting show between you two because, again, y'all have the rivalry. That's like me having
what rivalry? What rivalry?
Just because you're a Cowboys fan, he's an Eagles fan. Of course, it's going to be
good enough to be a rivalry.
That's fair. That's fair. There is you haven't even met him, but there is some things that have to get off the chest between you and him.
I don't care for the Eagles. Said it before on this show.
Well, we're going to be in for a rude awakening. Well, you might be. He's coming correct.
That's fine. You're trying to build this up like there's going to be something.
I'm trying to be like a mediator right now.
You're trying to build this up so that there's a fight. There's just not going to be a fight.
Oh, I know there's not going to be a fight.
If there's going to be a fight, it's going to be Greg versus his own brain.
Ooh.
Because I'm not.
Are you going to walk him in a circle?
To where we're going to agree on everything he says.
You're not going to walk him in a circle? You don't have that edge?
I feel like we're all forgetting that the Cowboys have gotten blown out for the first half of the last 2 weeks, then come back and lost by a couple. Like, the Birds are winning. Why are we... Like, I have nothing I could say. What does he want me to say? The Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl? I can't say that.
It's just nice.
The only thing I can say is that Jalen Hurts doesn't know how to hold on to the football.
There you go. That's true. I just like that I don't have to deal with being a... Again, I'm using the word rivalry, not between you two.
I don't know if you know what a rivalry is.
Okay, I'm saying you're not understanding me.
I'm concerned you don't know what a rivalry is.
Between Eagles fans and Cowboys fans, like there obviously is some feud. It's like Yankees, Red Sox.
I don't have a feud with them.
You don't have a feud with them, and yet they have a feud with every Cowboys fan that exists on this planet.
Yeah, I don't know why.
They hate you.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Because you're not an Eagles fan.
We don't win.
It doesn't matter. They still hate you.
So then
the Mets could be 1-161, and the Phillies fans will still hate us.
You just said, all right, so they hate you too.
Yes.
Because you're not an Eagles fan. So there's a rivalry between Jets fans and Eagles fans.
No, Mets, I'm saying. I just said Mets.
No, Jets fans too, though, because you're saying they don't like me because I'm not an Eagles fan.
You're turning this the wrong way, brother.
I'm just saying what you're saying.
You guys are in the same division. Like, you know what I mean?
And we don't care for them.
That's fine.
One Super
They
Bowl?
care for you.
One Super Bowl?
They care for you.
Come back to me when
they are superior in their minds to every other team, especially in the NFC East.
That's okay. That's okay.
Which is why they're going to be coming at you. Well, they always do.
Right now, they are the second best team in the NFC East.
Can I ask you something? Wow. We're going to get into that game.
All right, let's get into Sunday Night Football here.
This is me and Baller, man.
Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs got bailed out again. Mahomes,
hold on a minute. I think yes. I thought, I'm jumping to the end of the game here. I thought the Falcons got bailed out. That last drive, there were some questionable calls on the Chiefs, which is good. We like that. We love that. We love that the Chiefs aren't getting bailed out for once.
They did.
Yes and no.
The Chiefs tackled him in the end zone.
Yes and no. I thought
the Chiefs. Was that not PI?
Which one are you talking about? The Kyle Pitts.
He got tackled before the ball was there, and he didn't get his head around.
It was,
Don't do this, Mike.
but it wasn't. He didn't tackle him, bro.
Okay, well then, why was it?
He didn't tackle him.
Okay, pull up the clip. Why wasn't it then?
What?
Why wasn't it PI then?
Because he didn't tackle him. He just put his hands up. It was a bad throw.
No, Mike.
It was a bad throw.
Oh no, Mike.
Yes.
Did you watch this?
I did.
Oh no. Go on my computer right now and look up the clip. Look up the clip because it is so clear as day.
You're talking about Kyle
Insane.
Pitts in the end zone, correct?
I'm talking about the play at the end of the game.
Kyle Pitts
In the end zone. Kirk Cousins throws him a ball right over the D-back's head, and the D-back never turns around, and it's in Kyle Pitts' stomach before the ball is there. All I'm saying, okay, we can agree that maybe it wasn't PI, okay? Maybe. But if you're going to call the PI on the Bengals last time PI.
Herm Edwards, you have to call that.
Yes.
Controversial call in the Chiefs game.
Look it up.
I know. I'm about to watch it right now. They don't have actual footage of just that one, so we are going to watch this. Okay, regardless, even if there's a PI or whatnot, I thought...
way to cover yourself here.
I thought both teams played great. I thought Kirk looked good. I thought Drake London looked good. The Chiefs are just the Chiefs, bro. I mean, Rashee Rice is
I'm
really
not taking
turning it
away
around
from what the Chiefs are. The Chiefs are unreal. Chiefs are unreal. Rashee Rice is playing fantastic.
I slept on him big time. I did. With everything that was going on with everything.
We all thought he was going to be arrested.
Yes.
All right, here we go. We have the video. Skip. Let's see. Ready? His hands are around him before the ball is there, Mike.
Oof, I didn't see that part.
Yeah. And the hold before it. There was 2 penalties they could have called on the play, and they called 0.
The thing is, though, okay, so I didn't see. I do see it now.
Thank you.
He still had an opportunity to catch that ball, which is why they probably didn't call that. That's probably why they didn't call it. If it wasn't catchable, they would have definitely pulled the flag and threw it. 100%.
You can do that for every PI call. Every time that there's a ball thrown to CeeDee Lamb or Garrett Wilson, the guy's in his grill. We've seen CeeDee Lamb and Garrett Wilson come down with those. I don't PI.
I don't think it's as controversial as people think, but like when you see the arm wrapped around, then it's like, okay, like that possibly shouldn't have been called. But it was a catchable ball, though.
If the Bengals PI didn't happen, this one's not as controversial. But it did happen. And now there's
you know what the worst call of last week was? The roughing the passer on Dak.
Oh, that was horrible.
That was the worst call out of everyone.
And he's here.
There he is.
Here, finally.
The man, Greg.
I thought you were going to bail on us like you did me with golf. How's it going, man?
What's up, kid?
All right, here.
Here he is.
Come over here. Come over here. Here's your mic.
I apologize. The traffic up here in the valley is horrific this time.
All right, talk to me about your trek up. I thought you missed the exit that you're not supposed to miss.
No, you can't miss 56. That'll set you back in a bag.
He knows.
You can't miss that. So the problem here was on 22. It just seems that everybody and their mother all decided to leave their house at the very same time and then just drive like it's their first time ever.
22 is the worst road in America.
It is.
It's the worst road in America. You've seen videos of LA and California and all that. No, 22's got it beat by 1,000,000 times.
100%.
Unreal.
At least it got me past the scenic Allentown Municipal. So of a site of which we just played maybe like 2 weeks ago. Beautiful course.
Did you?
Beautiful course.
Which
yeah,
one,
Jack
Brett?
Slice, shout out at the turn. But yeah, just got to go past that. Go down memory lane. Beautiful course. Shout out.
Greg, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
Thank you for making it. Fuck you, number one. Yeah, I had to get that out the way.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Fair.
It's fair. Did you take him out to dinner yet, or is that after the season?
All right, first off, Juwan Jennings is on my team. Greg knows ball. Just put it out there. I saw a lot of people burn a lot of money on some waiver wire. I saw Cam Akers go. What was it, $25 for Cam Akers? That was a good one. Juwan Jennings, $0 because Greg knows ball. So just put it out there.
Is he the next Mike Evans?
He might be. He might be. As long as they are completely depleted at the receiver position and also just people to catch the ball, I think Juwan Jennings will continue to be the guy. But I don't know. I think maybe Kittle's back next week. I heard you say that is he your lock next week at what, 0 points? Is that what you said?
Who?
For Juwan Jennings.
What do you mean?
Did you say that Juwan Jennings is going to be a flop next week?
No.
He's going to be the number one waiver wire pickup, and he's going to throw up maybe 2 points next week.
I thought you did at the end of your last pod.
We don't have any fantasy talk anymore.
Oh.
We don't have any Leroy Jenkins player talk anymore.
Okay.
Is that why you started him? You faded me?
No, well, no. If I wanted to fade you, I'd be a rich man.
I mean,
so,
there are some rich people out there.
I'd
you
be
know
retired.
who you are.
I wouldn't just be off from work this week. I'd be retired.
I am 0 for 6 indeed. But hey, listen, I'm making people money, and that's my job, right?
That's right.
Win or lose. But yeah, Jawan Jennings, goddamn. I don't know what it is with you and like all these boom and bust players. Mike Evans, you love him. Jawan Jennings is another guy. I mean, Derrick Henry. If you look at that matchup, those two carried you. But it's all right. You know what? It's all right. I'm still a contending team, correct? I have
Contending
to be.
team.
Okay. And where are you now? Are you in the second tier?
Well, so because your team did just good enough in order to earn a quality win. So a quality win is a sabermetric invented by Greg Gettner himself in fantasy football when your opponent must score above 120 points, therefore meaning that you scored more than 120 points. So because we can't have these blowout wins. You can't be winning 99-78 and be 3-0, Nick Gentili, and try to claim that you're a contender. Realistically, if you're not beating any other opponent in your league week to week, if you're not putting up the points or if people aren't putting up points against you, what does that say when it comes time for playoffs when you're playing real competition?
Fraudulent. Nick Gentili.
Fraudulent.
I look at his points for today. I'm like, how is he 3-0? Then I look at his points against. I'm like, makes sense.
Exactly. Points against. Greg Gettner's 2-1. I lead the league in points against. Put some respect on my name.
That's false. Bean Flickers does.
He has 2 quality wins too, so shout out to him. But he has the highest points against. I thought it was me after.
Oh no, points for points against.
Yeah,
yes, you do have the
points
highest.
against. I want to be the points against king.
One
and still win the league.
last thing on that league. I feel like, okay, so just for context here, you probably don't know this, but Greg, myself, and another guy, Brett Downey, shout out to you. We're the only championship winners in that league. It's been going on for 8-9 years. Yeah. There has been 3 winners, and it's been us. Besides like 2016 in college, where like those guys don't even exist anymore. But
so you guys stacked your league with terrible players.
That could be.
I mean, this is.
Can I ask you something? Wait, can I ask something? How would you feel before the season started? Saquon Barkley going 1.1. Is that blasphemous to you or no?
No.
Rider. He's a rider. It's working.
Here's my reasoning, though. All right. So the Eagles have always been a good run team. They've always been a good run team. But they've never had that type of back in Saquon. Saquon is elite. He's something that they haven't had probably since Shady McCoy. Like, honestly, since Shady McCoy, we haven't had that type of back in Philly. And
we haven't.
Yeah, I know. I caught myself there. That's why I paused for a little bit. I had to think about what I just did, say a little prayer to God. Saquon is going to be fantastic in Philly. He's going to score. I'd put the line at 19.5 touchdowns this year, and I would take the over. He will be in the wedding parlay again. Once again, always will be. I love the acquisition of Saquon for Philly. I think he's fantastic. They just have to utilize him better, which brings us to Nick Sirianni and his inability to coach, which I'm sure we'll get into in a little bit. 1-1 is not bad.
If we're on the topic of Saquon, and this doesn't surprise me that you're going to be a Saquon stan, because I've learned there's a phenomenon up here in the Valley that no matter who you follow, for instance, this past weekend, I was playing paintball at Skirmish with 2 guys from the Valley, shout out the Hooven boys, Pittsburgh Steelers fan and Dallas Cowboy fan. We're talking about the game. We see he snaps off that big 60-plus yard touchdown. I both get the same reaction from them. They're both talking shit on the Eagles and seeing people at Eagles jerseys and talking shit. And then they're like, oh, Saquon did? Oh, good for him, man. Good for him. Valley guy. Everyone. Valley guy. Yeah, Valley. Good to see him success. Yeah, Jahan Dotson. Yeah, Valley guy.
I mean, Jahan Dotson hasn't done shit.
Yeah.
How many catches did he have this week?
It's not about his catches.
How many
Sirianni just
targets?
said on WIP on my way up here when he was on at 840. He said that Jahan Dotson's production isn't going to show on the stat sheet, but Jahan Dotson's efforts lead to that Dallas Goedert big reception. Jahan Dotson's he's pulling defenders. His impact isn't on the stat sheet.
Okay, the Goddard reception. Let's not. I'm sure he did something good there. Don't want to hate on Jahan, but at some point we gotta look at these 2 Saints defenders and be like, bro, what are you doing? I mean, just based on the spear that happened by 98 on Devontae Smith, we gotta look at that defense and wonder, are these guys a bunch of like rocks for brains type of players? Because 1, they're tackling each other, and 2, there's a guy that is motionless and knocked out without a helmet on, and you just nosedive in there and go straight for his chest. What are we doing? At some point, we do have to ask that question. I'm sure Jahan did something good, but
yeah, that unit, I think gets a lot of praise early on for starting off 2-0 for the Saints. And, good for them. I hope they get rocking and rolling. But, I mean, this is a franchise that have for years have been steeped in allegations about how they conduct themselves, player integrity, bounty gate.
Shout out to Greg Williams.
Some things never change.
Some things never change. Some things, you always talk about an organization's culture. Maybe that's their culture. Scumbag organization.
Yeah. Listen, that game and that exact play, shout out to Dallas Goedert who went crazy. That wasn't even him, I don't believe, or was it? But how do you go man coverage on 3rd and 16? What? Why? Why? That makes zero sense. You're 3rd and 16. It's a minute in the fourth quarter, and you're going man. Why not just go zone and just fucking contain and just go underneath coverage? Doesn't make sense.
I don't want to harp on the Eagles too much. We are going to get into their season in a little bit, but we already covered Sunday Night Football. You have any thoughts on that before we get into Monday Night Football?
Yeah, I know the guys were probably going to hold off on talking about a lot of Monday stuff, so I was kind of cognizant of it. But I don't know. Yeah, everything I had loaded was for Monday. But I mean, it's the typical Chiefs game. I don't even want to give that the breath. You know what I mean? That's how they play. They play a subpar, boring game. They grind out. They make the right decisions, and then at the end, they get bailed out by the refs.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's every
He
time.
tried telling me it wasn't PI.
Did you see the clip, the slideshow of plays that got called for PI and then that one didn't this week? It's
Unreal.
wild. In the Falcons game, I mean on the Falcons side of the ball, they get one totally blown. But yeah, the Chiefs, it's Chiefs football.
It's always in a critical moment too. It's never first quarter it happens. It's always fourth quarter. Game is kind of on the line, and something's exactly. Mm-hmm. But all right, Monday Night Football. The Jaguars got manhandled by the Buffalo Bills in their crowd. Nothing really to say on the Bills. They're 3-0. Started off great. I think this week is going to be their biggest test. I think it's Sunday Night Football. They play the Ravens. We'll get into that, but we're I think it's 53 games in for Trevor. He's 0-8 in his last 8. At what point are we going to stop glossing over all of his mistakes? At what point are we going to start saying, we have to consider our options? McCorkle Jones got in at the end of the game, and let me tell you, at least he was able to hand the ball off well.
They're not going to be able to move away from him. They've backed themselves in the same situation that Cleveland has with Deshaun Watson. Mm-hmm. No matter what, if they replace him, they are too financially committed to him. I mean, what do they name their stadium after they add his dude, they're in deep. So they made their bed and now they need to lay in it. Doug Peterson can talk about making changes all that he wants, but I guarantee it won't happen at the quarterback position.
Thanks.
Mike is just
Alarm.
Every time.
I might have another one.
Every time. Are you serious?
Possibly.
Are you go check your phone.
Possibly.
Go check your phone. What?
Go ahead, continue.
Why'd you even have an alarm set for 9:30? But regardless, all right. So Trevor Lawrence, he gets a stadium named after him, and then continues to just be horrible. Yeah. He was bad in that game too. It's week after week. The interception he had last night. I mean, that's a high school throw. I could go down to Liberty High School and I could see that throw 9 times out of 10, 8 feet over top of your wide receiver. It's just it's bad, man. It's bad.
Some people could argue that he doesn't have, he doesn't have Evan Engram out there, who was a huge dump off kind of safety valve guy for him last year. Engram had a monster season. Mm-hmm. He's not out there playing right now. And then I guess, the quality of his receivers. He's got the rookie Thomas out there. He's got, Christian Kirk. So it's who's he got around him? What's that O-line like? Is Etienne a legit running back? One in this league? There's a lot of question marks that are surround Trevor Lawrence. Mm-hmm. But I mean, at this point, when you're paid that money, put up or shut up. You're in Dougie P's system. It's time to produce.
Yeah, you can't be putting up how many points they get? 10 points. They had 3 points at halftime. I mean, hell, Dak Prescott put up more points this past week, and they looked horrible. So, yeah, I think the Jags are in a tough spot, especially coming a week after their owner came out and said that they've put the pieces together, and this is the year. Now it's time to go show it and contend for a Super Bowl. Not the start you're looking for after those comments. But let's get on to the commies and the Bengals. Commanders moved to 2-1. Jaden Daniels might be Rookie of the Year.
We've seen this model before, and I don't want to harp on the kid. I think he's playing great. I think he's come out the gate and showed that he can make the passes when he needs to. obviously very slippery in the backfield, can get away, sneak and grab those first downs. He does have a very good team around him. That I think there was a lot of like kind of questionables going into this season. Like, hey, are these guys still who they're going to be? Is old man Zach Ertz going to come in and contribute? Is Terry McLaurin still a wide receiver one? So getting rid of Jahan Dotson. So like there was a lot of like head scratchers around the Commanders organization. But I think they're playing pretty good ball. But I don't know if that kid can keep up the pace of the way that he's playing.
Dude's cold.
How many times have we seen?
He's cold, bro.
How many times
Stop.
have we seen this
He's
kid, man?
out of every Commanders quarterback that you've seen. We haven't seen any of this shit ever in the last 10 to 15 years.
Robert Griffin III, and we saw how that one played.
Oh, Robert Griffin III. That's it. It's a new era. Scary Terry. Is he a guy that you want to trade for in fantasy now? Yes, he is. Out of all the shitty years that he's had with every shitty quarterback, it's the year now. Jaden Daniels moved like Kyler yesterday, threw it like Mahomes yesterday. I am sold. That's it. That's all I needed to see. In Cincinnati, Cincinnati's defense is terrible, but their offense still put up numbers. Joe Burrow had a very good game. Jamar Chase, Chase Brown, these guys played super well. They also had an injury. Orlando Brown, left tackle, he's done for the year. Yeah. Marius Mims coming in. I mean, both offenses were just cooking. I thought the Commanders' defense was better than Cincinnati's, but man, to go into that atmosphere and get a win like that and show out how he did, I think he only had 2 incompletions that had a 90.3 passer rating. That's a sign, and that's a really damn good sign.
Yeah, the kid played a hell of a game. And I think, I don't know, does that speak more to the Commanders' strengths or more to the Bengals' weaknesses? Because I think the Bengals are really showing their true colors this year. They've run out of excuses. I mean, everybody's out there. They let Joe Mixon walk, and now they're not moving the ball as well on the ground. Like the whole thing, it stinks to me. I'm
not saying that the Commanders are going to be like this force in the NFC East. Like that's not. Now I feel like I look at them like a little bit like lesser than the Bears. Like they're not going to be there yet, but like I think they have the piece for the future. I truly believe that.
They're still a scary team. Like I don't think anyone's walking into Washington being like, oh, this like what it has been in years past. Yes. Like this is going to be an easy game.
No,
nobody's thinking that.
Absolutely. Like they're going to play physical and they're going to play to their advantages. I mean, Cliff called a really good game, but I think this is more so on the Bengals defense because they lost a lot of pieces, and who's going to step up on that side of the ball? Trey Hendrickson. That's probably their best player on defense. They lost Jesse Bates, who is killing it in Atlanta right now. It's more. I think it's more so on them. And then again, I just thought Washington played a hell of a game. They did not make any mistakes, not one.
Hendrickson looked lost last night.
He did.
Chasing after Daniels, man. He looked like he had a half step back. He wasn't winning one-on-ones to get back to him. So like, yeah, if you're not gonna be able to put that kind of pressure, that's what Daniels is gonna do to you.
Rookie of the year. You think he's the favorite now? He 100% has to be. So now he's in the equation. Him, Marv, and Malik.
I think Daniels is going to win it, Offensive Rookie of the Year, based on this fact. Kyler Murray is the quarterback for Marvin Harrison. There's going to be games where Marv only gets 2 targets. For what reason, we don't know.
Right.
And Caleb, I mean, he's going to be solid. I think he's going to continue to grow and be good, but he's not going to put up the numbers that Jaden Daniels is going to put up because Keenan Allen's not going to play most of the games, I would assume. He's going to tear his hamstring at some point. We always say it. I just don't think there's much holding Jaden Daniels back, especially when, he's going to be going up against a Cowboys defense that's struggling, an Eagles defense that there's question marks there with the pass rush, I would say, at the moment. The Giants, that's all you got to say. I mean, he gets to play all of them twice. He's going to put up numbers. I think he's going to look really good. I think it's his trophy to lose at this point in the season.
I think the spotlight that the quarterback position gets in general, too. I mean,
yes.
It's a popularity contest, these things at the end of the year. I mean, think about last year, kind of a weak rookie class, but how did, on the defensive side of the ball, Jalen Carter got, no buzz, all year. I mean, yes, he did fall off, but, even early on when he was supposed to be, the leading bet in Vegas, when did you ever hear the national media talk about Jalen Carter?
Yeah.
I mean, so I think at the quarterback position, particularly in the NFC, he's and everybody's darling right now with the Commanders playing well.
You always have a step up in that position. You always do. It's the same thing with MVP, right? Yeah. Same thing. Remember to comment, subscribe. Don't comment me about what the Cowboys are going to do this week. They're not going to win. Comment, subscribe. The biggest question with the Birds right now, and I asked a bunch of Eagles fans yesterday because I wanted to figure out where the holes were exactly, what you guys' thoughts were. Nick Sirianni, how long is this man's leash? Or I guess I should say, how short is it?
Yeah,
Because
that's a good question.
there's a part of me that looks at this whole situation. I'm like, all right, I think this team can go 10-1, but if the decision making is horrible the rest of the year, you guys would still want him fired at 10-1. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, we know how the Philadelphia sports media loves to call for heads. It doesn't always need to be rational. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to make any sense to anybody. They can it's just a big giant echo chamber of the tri-state area of everybody bouncing off of whatever WIP shoves down their throat. So whatever those takes, whatever Glenn from Delco calls in and then tells everybody what to believe for that week. But I think so. Sirianni is going to keep telling you the same thing coming out of these games when it comes to decision making. He's going to tell you the numbers are on his side. He's going to tell you he did what he had to do for the team to win. And it's going to be that week after week after week, and he's going to keep repeating the same mantra of, oh, well, if I got it right, we wouldn't be talking about it right now, but because I'm the head coach, I'm here I'll take accountability for everything that went wrong. So he'll keep saying that, but realistically, as long as they keep eking out wins and they're respectable and they're in the hunt, he's going to keep his job because I think the organization trusts him. Mm-hmm. But that won't be before he loses the fan base. He'll lose them long before he'll lose his job.
I think he's already lost most of you guys because, especially with today's interview, I don't know if it was today or last night, but he came out and said he doesn't have to explain his decision-making to you guys every week. But, brother, it's 4th down and goal. Mm-hmm. It's 4th down, you're on the 15. At some point, you just got to kick the field goal, especially if you're just going to be throwing screen passes. Let's not stop the clock. Look at the Falcons game. You run the ball. Even if Saquon gets stuffed, right, you still run the clock down.
Yep.
You throw the ball, you stop the clock, and now, we know what happened.
Right.
And it happened in the Saints game, too. You guys could have had at least 6 points, I think. And it was just dumb play calls. I think you guys are going to turn on them very soon for, the better part of the fan base. One thing that stuck with me from this last game was he got in Jalen Carter's face, I'm pretty sure, when Carter went full Philly on the whole of Noah. What are you doing? This was your moment to get with him and get the fan base back on your side, and you're telling him to stop? You got your big Italian bastard telling him to stop? Bro, what are we doing, Philly?
Yeah, Nick loves that sideline tough guy mentality. You see him when we're up big yelling at his players for not executing the play correctly, not getting special teams on the field quick enough. I think this is just a persona that he tries to. I don't know if this is just camera stuff or what.
Wait, are you saying it's fake? I've been saying this for years.
I've
been saying this for years.
I think Nick loves the camera on him.
He does.
I think when he sees Jalen Carter out there, that's probably a comment you say when it's all done, hey, Jalen, you probably should, hey, relax with the fan base. You're playing into them. Obviously young player, very emotional. We know how Jalen Carter is. But, yeah, I think that he takes those opportunities, to reinforce that character that he plays.
And Rodgers is coaching.
I think he's a loser. I'm just going to start with that.
I think Sirianni's a loser.
Not a loser in terms of he loses games. I think he's a loser in terms of if I was walking down the street, I would just call someone a loser.
Yeah, a jerk. He's a jerk.
Yes, he's a weirdo. He's a jerk.
He's a douchebag.
Yes. Okay. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, I just wanted to know where his leash was because I think with most of the fan base, it's pretty short. But I guess after that, what are your thoughts on the season so far? Are you happy with it? Are you, optimistic? But you have your thoughts.
More than any fan base in America, the Eagles fans will be the first to tell you that 2-1 start and be this disappointed with it. Especially after what happened last year, where we really proved to be a paper tiger, starting that whole year, undefeated, eking by games, and now I think a lot of people are seeing kind of the same traits play out, and now we know. Yeah. So we know not to. It's kind of like we got our hopes up last year and had them come crashing down. Mm-hmm. This year, I think everybody's a little bit more defensive. So, I think people are going to be less likely to buy in until we start seeing a dominating force that we saw, 2 years ago now. Yeah. That's really kind of what they set as the standard for this organization moving forward, and I haven't really been able to live up those expectations. So, what we're seeing now, with this start, again, more mediocrity. I mean, this is an average team that we have issues that are beyond just execution. We have things that might actually be talent problems, not winning one-on-ones on the defensive side of the ball, not being able to move the ball well on offense. Those are things that are beyond just, they're not playing great right now. Like, are they capable of that level of play? That's the question marks now.
Thoughts on Kellen Moore so far?
Better than I thought. Better than I thought. I thought his last season with LA, with the Chargers of LA, was pretty horrific. So I think it set the bar pretty low. I was never really a fan of the offense he called in Dallas either. Just the style and the scheme, not the results. He was very successful in Dallas. But I have seen him kind of play to what our strengths should be. But again, I don't know if this is raising questions of a talent issue rather than execution. But even if they executed every play that they called, would we still be? How much better off would we be? So I don't think they've played well enough to be able to assess Kellen's role in it.
No, I agree, and I'm the biggest Kellen Moore hater in the world. Hate him. Hates his defense. But this brings me to one of my comments from the last couple of weeks. The Eagles and the Cowboys are way more similar than they are different. It might be different ways that they're similar. Maybe it's a defense compared to the offense type of thing, but they're way similar in terms of how their seasons are going than they are different. I know. Let me explain it. I know that you're going to say, well, the Cowboys have gotten blown out. Yes, they have. They've gotten themselves back into games, and they've fought back, whereas the Eagles have relied on their defense and stayed in games a little bit, like the Saints game. The offense wasn't clicking, right? You weren't putting up points. The defense kept you in that thing, and at the end you found a way to win. Cowboys haven't found a way to win. That's the difference in the two teams, right? If the Cowboys have found a way to win and they were 2-1, same as the Eagles, we'd both be in the same boat where we're both pissed off at 2-1. Right. It just sucks. I'm pissed off at 1-2. And both teams are having a talent issue. Your talent, you have it, and it's not winning, like you said, right? Our talent, we brought in fucking Ezekiel Elliott. We didn't bring in any talent. Yeah. And the talent that we have is getting double covered. Cowboys and the Eagles both have major flaws in them right now, which concerns me because Washington looks really freaking good. So I think that we could be in trouble, both teams, if Washington continues this and we don't pick it up.
I think that the Cowboys can blame no one but themselves for that situation. When you're talking about not bringing people in, they had every opportunity. How many times do we have to hear Jerry Jones going about, all in? All in. We're all in this year. Down here in Jerryland, my ass, dude. Every year. And then, your big signing, all in Royce Freeman. The Cowboys have signed Royce Freeman. We're all in.
Unreal. And then Derrick Henry, who you told us you were going to sign all offseason, walks in and drops 200 yards on you. Jerry, what are we doing? And you know what sucks about it? When Jerry dies, it's not like we get a new owner. No. We just get his kid who's already helping him pull the strings. Yep. It's just going to be the same thing over and over again. And our only hope is that Dak and CeeDee can clutch up for 250 yards a game and score 3 touchdowns together, because the run game ain't happening. Our O-line is trash. Yeah. Our defense is playing like dirt. DeMarcus Lawrence is old. He should be playing on Denver. I don't know. Micah Parsons gets double covered, so we're screwed. Trayvon Diggs is slow coming off his knee injury. Deron Bland is injured because he's soft. You got Kalen Carter, who I do think is good, but he's a rookie and he's not ready to play. Safeties, slow. Linebackers, slow. It's a bad situation down there in Dallas. It's a bad situation. But this is what I was saying. He thought that this was going to be like an argument. No, we are going to. I need you, when this comes out, to go listen to the beginning of the show. This man was calling this a rivalry and that there was going to be arguments. There's no argument, because you and I are on the same page. The Birds are far better than the Cowboys are right now, and the Cowboys are in the shitter. And somehow they're going to be contending for the division at the end, and they're going to be like 3 games out with 5 to play, and they're going to give everyone hopes when we should have just tanked and gotten a top 10 pick.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, I respect where you were coming from with this. And I think it's because Colin and I don't have a disagreement on the current state of the Cowboys and Eagles. I think our disagreement is more fundamental. Why are you a Cowboys fan? That's my first thing. and that's a rant. So like
I
I know the answer.
can I give you-
I know what you're about to say. Ready?
What?
Are you a multi-generational Cowboys fan?
So wait, can you listen to what I'm?
Yeah, no, I
Because
wanna hear it.
you have to hear the whole background.
Okay, good.
I
can't wait
didn't
to hear
start
these.
watching the NFL until 2016.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
so
good. All right.
let's look at that picture real quick. The only games I would watch were what my dad watched. So yes,
Here we go.
what did he watch? The Cowboys. Well, the Cowboys that year, that was Dak and Zeke's rookie year. What did they do? They won all the games except for one, and then they lost first round of the playoffs. So I was set up to know what I was getting into in terms of like losing immediately in the playoffs. But that year hooked me. Do you see why I'm hooked on it, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Now, if they had gone 10-6 and like those were the games I was watching, maybe I'm not a Cowboys fan. Maybe I'm a Chiefs fan like every other kid who started watching that year, right? So that's where that comes from. So you have the background.
Okay.
All right. Makes a little more sense now.
It makes sense to what I already believe. So like
Yes.
Mike can sympathize with me here, man. I didn't have the luxury of growing up and then seeing the shiny object and latching onto it and being like, wow, this team is incredible. I get to watch this team now. This is my favorite. I am locked into the Eagles because my father was an Eagles fan. His father was an Eagles fan. His father was an Eagles fan. And
That's
we've
fine.
all suffered through this. And because I grew up where I was, I stuck to my team and I will be there high. I will be there low, the same way that Mikey is.
Yes. I'm a Sixers and Flyers fan, so same
So
thing.
no, listen. I am envious of you. I'm envious of you.
Yeah.
You got to pick your team, and for whatever reason, why is your father a Cowboys fan?
Because he chose the opposites of his brother,
Okay, where did he grow up? Around here?
mid-Jersey.
Oh God, this is the parallels. They're uncanny. My fiance Olivia's father grew up in North Jersey. By all means, should be a Jets or Giants fan.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? The Cowboys were awesome in the '70s.
Yep.
They were awesome. Everybody loved them. They were winning games. They were winning
America's team.
Super Bowls. So he said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm a Cowboys fan now. And to this day, he will live and die a Cowboys fan. My future father-in-law.
Hey, you could always switch and be
No.
a Chiefs fan.
Because my father had the same opportunity. In the 70s, when my dad was waiting at the bus stop to go to school and the Eagles were dog shit and the kids in the neighborhood started to turn coat, you saw more and more Steelers shit in the neighborhood. You saw people in a Steelers jacket. It was fun to be, Iron Curtain.
So it's
Gotta
his
love
fault.
it. No, it's his fault that he remained loyal? No, it's not his fault.
No, well, to be fair, my dad grew up a Cowboys fan. It's not like he switched.
But he made that choice.
Yeah, everyone makes a choice. You made a choice to follow your dad. Did you not make a choice to follow what your dad liked?
I think making a choice would imply that I
Did you-
remembered it. I don't know. I was born
Did you-
into it. I didn't make a choice.
Did
Mike,
you-
did you make a choice to be a Catholic?
Every day you make a choice to be an Eagles fan. It's okay.
I
Well,
make that
no.
choice.
Did you make a choice to be a
Yeah,
Catholic?
did you make a choice? When you were baptized, did you make a choice? You were like, yeah, I'm down.
You can.
No.
No.
It's part of your culture. You were born into it. You were raised into it. You followed your parents'
So you're scared to
footsteps.
make a choice for yourself.
No, I'm absolutely not. This is just
But
part of
you
this
just
is
said
ingrained
you,
in me. It's
but
part
you
of the
just said
fabric
that you
of who
were
I am.
born. Yeah, but you could always leave.
Oh, you could always leave. Absolutely. You could
Yeah.
always leave. I've no.
But now
yeah,
the
no
Eagles are
reason
good,
to.
and you don't want to leave.
I-
They went to a
good,
Super Bowl.
bad,
Nick
the
Foles
ugly.
won you a Super Bowl. Now you don't want to leave.
There was never a leave. There is no leave. There's no out.
That's
dog.
fine.
This isn't a
that's
blackjack
fine. Yeah,
table.
there is no out for me. I'm in now.
You're in. But you made that choice.
Yeah, I was born into it.
You were born in 2016, dog?
No, I was born in '98. I didn't watch. I'm sorry that I didn't watch the NFL until 2016. And all I watched growing up was the Cowboys, and all I heard was the Cowboys. It's the same thing as you. You grew up, only thing you saw was the Eagles, and only thing you saw and was told to like was the Eagles. Only thing I was told and saw to like was the Cowboys.
But you live. I live in Montgomery County, right? So I got here in 1 hour and 15 minutes, and that was with horrific traffic.
We're in the middle of Philly and New York. You want me to be a Giants and Jets fan?
No. You're closer to Philadelphia. This is the only, I don't know why, this sports region drops off quicker than anyone. People in New England live 8 hours from Gillette Stadium. They've never even
That's fine.
been there. And they're like, oh, this is Patriots country. I'm a Patriots fan. There's people in
fine.
Eastern Ohio that have never been to Pittsburgh, never been. It's Steelers country. I'm a Steelers fan. There are people, I go to Omaha every single year. That's hardcore Vikings country before you can pick up with the Chiefs. They're like, oh, this is Vikings country. We're Vikings fans.
Okay.
Omaha, Nebraska, dog. There's geographic like regions
All right.
to this, dog.
That's fine.
And Philadelphia, for whatever reason, you go an hour west on 76 West, you go an hour north of 76, everybody loses their fucking mind.
Bad fan
Everyone-
base.
You go to a bar, there's people fighting, oh man, the Bengals are on. The Bengals, we gotta get the Bengals game on. Like, what is going on out here?
Is this a bad fan base area?
I don't know why the Eagles fan base drops off four exits on the turnpike.
I think this argument shouldn't be with me. It shouldn't be with me because I think there's a lot more of me in this region than there is.
Coming from, though.
No, I do too.
100%.
I do too. It's crazy. It's crazy. I think this is a region issue and a fan base issue. Like the Eagles reach, once you go outside of Philadelphia, thump, but other places, you're right, it does go up. But why? It doesn't make sense. So this isn't a me versus you thing. This is a you versus your own fan base thing. Why is your fan base and your team unable to keep the fans in this region on the birds?
Correct.
Why do
This
we
isn't
not
your
all
fault.
wear green?
Yeah.
Why do we not all wear orange and black? Why do we not all wear red and blue? Why red and blue again, I guess, with the Phillies?
Yeah.
Right? Why? I don't know. It doesn't make sense because every other place it goes, right? Eventually it drops off.
Yeah.
But for the most part, when you're an hour out, you're still those fans. Not here. You go into Jersey? Nope. You go into Delaware? Nope. You go into Maryland? Nope. You go here? You go a little west? Nope. You go north? Nope. You go northeast? Nope. You go northwest? Nope.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So this is because I want you, the argument that we just had, I want you to go down the road and talk to the fucking Browns fans that just
Exactly.
arrived
That's exactly
on
what I'm
our
talking
block.
about.
Why are you Browns fans?
Exactly what I'm talking
On
about.
Sunday, my dad and I are leaving to go play golf in the morning. And we're driving down the road, and I go, we get to the end, and I go, wait a second, don't turn. I'm looking, I go, what the fuck is that? And he looks, he goes, are those Browns flags? Massive Browns flags. And I was like, what the Browns? But that's what we're talking about. So we have Browns fans in this region.
Yeah.
At least the Cowboys sometimes go to the playoffs and like have a good year. The Browns.
We are not. You're right, and I'm sorry to put it on you. It's not your fault. You're just part of the problem. You didn't choose to be. But the
I mean, you are too.
The
We all
Philadelphia
are.
Eagles fan base does not go across state lines. Maybe South Jersey. You know what I mean? North Delaware. But you're looking at like 3 counties. We can't even get Berks County in our fandom. Dude, we have 3 counties, like Delaware, Montgomery, Bucks. Like, yeah, that's what you got.
Yeah.
And like, there's sports fans. I hate the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta Braves country, it's so big, dude. You meet anyone from the southeast of the United States, they're a Braves fan. They get Braves on TV. They got Braves on the radio. You're meeting guys in Tennessee, Arkansas, like North Florida, Braves. Carolinas, Braves. Like,
Our
we can't
region-
get 3 counties.
Our region is like California. It's like California. You just got random people liking random teams.
Yeah.
That's our region.
Yeah.
Because I think you bring up Atlanta, but I think when you go into the South SEC country, their bond to their teams is way stronger. Like, they shut down on Saturdays for their SEC games. So I think maybe even like down in Florida, we're a little like, you know, you got the Miami. I don't know how Miami keeps teams, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why no one likes the Eagles and Flyers and Sixers. Like, there's Penguins fans here. Like, how are you a Penguins fan?
I
How?
don't know.
I get the Steelers, you know, like, whatever. The Steelers are good. Penguins are miserable. I
There
hate
should
the
be no
Penguins.
Steelers fans east of Harrisburg if they want to talk about Steelers country.
I agree with that.
I don't want to hear about
I
it.
agree with that. I can get that. Jordan, do you know Jordan Speidel?
Yeah.
You. Okay, well, listen to this one. He was a Steelers fan. All of a sudden, he's an Eagles fan.
I am?
Now he's a fan that makes him.
Now he's a fan of
He's
both.
Rob Lowe. He's Rob Lowe.
Yeah, so he's a Steagles fan now?
Yeah.
He's just rooting on PA football?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Right?
I hate that.
Thank you.
I hate
Yeah.
that.
He gets mad when
It's one or the other.
I texted him this week and I was like, "Congrats on the 2 wins."
Fair.
He never responded to me.
Fair.
Said I like the teams that make me money.
Fair. That, but
Oh,
dude,
man.
yeah, that's a debate that I'll like never ever let go, and it's because I am upset about the state of like our fandom. You know what I mean? I'm always Eagles fans are a small number. We think that we run the world. You know what I mean? Like because we all live in an echo chamber, and I don't think we realize how small that room is. Like when you're talking about nationwide, like it's because we all live on top of each other. And we all spit the same shit at each other year after year after year. You're raised into it.
There's a reason why you guys travel so well. I mean, you only need 3 counties.
That's right. That's it.
It's like one American Airlines flight.
Yeah. That's
all you
it's
need.
Easy peasy.
You got the whole stadium at the next game.
Yeah. And luckily enough transplants in South Florida that we can look pretty respectable down there. So it's.
I need you to know that I'm going to fight this fight for you, just as you are. Just mine might be a little more sarcastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Every time you meet somebody
I'll
that lives within an hour and a half of Philadelphia, be like, why are you not an Eagles fan?
Yeah, I'm going to say that with the Cowboys jersey.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Why aren't you an Eagles fan?
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
That's right.
Where am I from? Oh, Lehigh Valley.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bingo.
Are you proud of like the hatred that Eagles fans and the whole fan base receives from like the whole country?
Yes.
Like I feel like everyone is like, fuck Eagles fans. They are the number one most hated, most annoying fan base in the world. Like you guys probably just embrace that shit so much. Like if there's one fan base that like everyone like, all right, I fucking hate the Phillies. I always will hate the Phillies. I will hate the Braves, but like the Philly fans, dude, when I go to a Phillies game with a Mets jersey on, I am a walking target. Oh yeah. And it's never been like that in any other stadium in my life. And it makes sense.
It's an expectation. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's something that it's an unspoken guarantee. When you show up to these games, this is how you will conduct yourself. This is how we do it in this city. This is our business. Other people are going to come in here. Fuck them, dude. It's like as soon as you stick a microphone in somebody's face, like they could be the most charming, nice guy, man. Church on Sunday, fucking family dinners. And then you stick a microphone in the face in a parking lot, and they're telling you, man, fuck Kirk Cousins. Yeah, dude. I hope he breaks in half. You know what I mean? Like it's like it possesses you. I think it's just it's ingrained in everybody. It's a group think.
Being in that GM with you guys, it is so funny to like just read it, because if one team is doing bad, it's like, well, at least we got the Phillies, at least we got the Sixers, and then they come back, it's like, oh, dude, we're so back. I'm like, man, like, I will say this though, I've never seen a fan base hop off someone or a team so quickly and then move on to the other.
Oh yeah,
and then hop back on someone else as a player, and just like nothing ever happened.
Yep.
Like we see it all the time. Like, well, at least the Phillies are winning.
Yep.
If you're like,
and then as soon as the Phillies go bad, you'll have Matt Harlan in the chat going EAGLES.
I've just never seen like a phenomenon like that before.
Football City.
It's like that's how it happened with me with the Mets. It's like, oh, dude, I can't watch this team. I haven't watched them ever since the fucking terrible record they had in May, and they are now competing for a wild card spot. They're in second place. I still haven't watched them because I can't. No. I have the superstitious personality in me. It's like I cannot do it.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, but come next week, playoffs start.
I don't think I can watch it. I can't put a jinx on. Listen, I'm a walking L right now. My picks, everything. I cannot jinx this team. For the sake of Mets fans.
It sounds like I need to tie you down and like tape your eyeballs open and put that Mets game
pretty
in front
much.
of you.
Pretty much. You got to keep my eyelids open, and I got to watch this team.
Honestly, you should bet on whoever the Mets get in the playoffs.
What?
Are the Mets going to make the playoffs?
So
Yeah.
They are, right?
Series left.
Yeah. Why'd you say what?
It sounded weird.
You should bet on whoever the Mets are playing.
Yeah, that's what I do with the Jets.
Yeah, you should be doing that because you're 2-15
I know.
since the start of NFL season.
Yeah, it's bad.
You're bad. It's bad.
But the Mets, so
The Mets, we'll get into it real quick. They play the Braves starting today. They are 2 games up. So now the Diamondbacks are behind us. They're in third place. Atlanta is still 2 games back from third place. Big series. Big series. We have to at least win 2 games. If we win 1, okay. But we need the Diamondbacks to lose. The Padres, they're going to be fine. They're already locked in.
Right.
But we play the Brewers next. Correct. Now, I don't know how I feel about this series because they already clinched. Are they going to be playing their starters? Are they going to take it easy on us? Like, I don't know. That's the series I'm more so worried about because I don't think we're going to get swept by Atlanta. I just don't believe that's going to happen. Right. The one against Milwaukee, who swept us at the start of the year, and they were immediately a good team with Rhys Hoskins, your boy. That's what scares me the most. That team, that is my sleeper team coming into the playoffs. I think they're loaded with speed, with contact, with power, and good pitching.
Yep. I mean, this whole race towards the playoff push for baseball has been the decision of whether the West sends 3 teams or the East sends 3 teams, right? So I think I'd rather, as a Philly fan, see the East send 2 teams than the West. I've seen what those teams can do when they get hot. Every year, despite of what our play record is against the Padres, I don't think we've seen the best version of them. And also Arizona, my God, I do not want to run to Arizona again. I see the same thing happening.
You know what's funny? Like when I'm not watching, but of course I've been watching some games. I feel like the Mets right now, and I'm not gonna like go down a Mets hole about this and we're gonna win the World Series, but you saw this with the Phillies the last 3 to 4 years. The one year they got so hot randomly, probably like a month and a half before the playoffs began, they got so hot and they made it to the World Series. I think when I see this Mets team, I see the same exact shit, which is fucked. Knock on wood. But are you concerned about the Phillies at all? Because after the All-Star break, it's been a fluctuation of good play, really bad play. I mean, you got everything you need, man. Like, I don't think there's an excuse. You got the pitching and everything.
If you read into what the team leaders are going to tell you, when you hear the Harpers, the Romutos, the Castellanos talking about after games, if you lean into them saying we're good enough, like we don't really need to, like we know when to turn it on, we know when to do that. That scares me a little bit.
It's a terrible answer.
If you're just waiting to play your best ball come postseason, then I think we're good enough to run. I kind of want to see it, especially late. You know what I mean? The way that you put up the 2022 example is they rolled in hot.
Yes.
I'm worried about getting this first round not playing in the wild card.
I know,
round.
it's kind of flipped for you guys.
How many times, year after year after year, that team loses right off the rip? How much more talented were the Braves the last 2 years that we played them?
Yeah.
But we got them because we were hot and we had the momentum rolling in from the regular
That's
season.
really all it is in the postseason for baseball, though. Yeah. Like, you guys have, the best record in the league right now? And probably will finish with the best record, depending on what the Dodgers do.
Yeah, it's a mix between the two of them.
Yeah, it's between two, you guys. Like, I just feel like that team, the Dodgers, is... I know that they choke in the playoffs, but when you have a guy like Shohei, unreal. No, wait.
Let's not act like the Yankees are out of this. You're going to hate me now. I'm a Yankees fan. Let's not act like the Yankees are out of this. We are 1 game back of having the best record in this whole league. The fact that you just counted us out, Mike, is such a cold Mets take. At least he knows. He probably had in the back of his mind the Yankees are still there. But he wasn't concerned about us because we're on the other side. Just
Yankees
the
beat
utter
themselves
disrespect.
every single year. I don't have to worry about any other team beating you. You can beat yourself.
Juan Soto.
Yeah. He was great in the last couple postseasons, too.
Dude, I loved his reasoning for not playing 2 games ago after they clinched the division. He did not play because of soreness. Did anyone see Jazz's Instagram live? Dude, this man was so drunk. He was... Juan Soto's coming this playoffs.
Yeah, he's coming
different.
No, in Cancun in 2 weeks.
First of all, he wouldn't go to
paid.
He wouldn't go to Cancun. He's going to the DR. I think it's a little different for Soto this year because he has a short porch. It's a little different. So he doesn't have to hit it as far to put up his numbers.
That's right.
Now that will change once they go on the road, but for now they'll have home field advantage. I'm excited. This is the first playoff run that I'm going into legitimately excited for the Yankees.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think your nervousness for the Phillies, I don't think you need to be nervous. Mike, you're going to be out of everything in 2 weeks when the Jets go 0-2 the next couple of times.
We'll be fine.
All right? Aaron Rodgers is going to break his ankle.
Why would you say that, asshole?
I'm not.
You're a Jets fan.
I am a Jets fan.
I'm not letting you off the hook on the Yankees yet.
That's fine.
So, funny enough, I have a Facebook memory today from September 24th, 2010. I wrote, Pettit goes down in flames.
That's because he was on steroids.
And yeah, exactly. You know what? Not talked about enough. Andy Pettit, a juicer.
Yeah.
Why is nobody ever talking about him being on that list? Is it because he came out and said, I did it?
I think so. But that makes no sense to me. I thought about this the other day, actually. Yeah. So he was at Old Timers Day, and everyone's like, oh, Andy Pettit. And then A-Rod walks out, and everyone's like, boo, did steroids. I'm like, are we all forgetting that this guy was juicing probably more than A-Rod?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The only difference was after A-Rod got caught, he came out and was like, I was juicing.
Yeah.
And so no one had an issue with it.
Nope.
unreal.
Everybody that got
Unreal.
hemmed up by Juice were all the people that denied it.
Yeah.
And Andy Pettit somehow got out by saying, "Hey, I did that same wrong thing, but I totally did it." Yeah.
Unreal.
He has
I didn't know.
He has a paper record though, I think, for Andy Pettit. So I don't like his postseason wins record because he was just given
He
so
got
many
carried.
opportunities.
He got carried.
You know what I mean? I think win in general is kind of like a weak stat because
Look-
you can go out.
Yeah.
It infers that you did put your team in a good position to win. You left after 5 innings with a lead.
But look at those teams.
Yeah, look at their bullpens. You know what I mean? How many times did
Yeah.
Andy walk out and never have to worry about
That's
them
what I mean.
giving up a lead,
Like-
you know?
All you needed was at those times when he played for the Yankees. All you needed was one run.
Correct.
If you had a 1-run lead,
Yes.
Rivera was not giving up a run.
Yes.
So he was living in La La Land with the way he was playing. And then you got Derek Jeter, who obviously legend. For a couple of years, he had A-Rod juicing, hitting bombs. You know, Jorge, like beast. I mean, those teams were loaded. You could go through the whole thing. Hideki
Matsui.
Teixeira.
Teixeira.
During that era.
They had Johnny Damon for a hot second.
They did.
He played well. Nick Swisher when he was doing really well.
Nick Swisher had a good year in that.
That dude, Pettit got carried.
Oh, yeah.
Why was he juicing?
I don't know.
It doesn't even make
As
sense.
a pitcher, I feel like you'd never hear that though.
Yeah.
Pitchers juicing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Spider tack.
Clemens.
Roger Clemens. Yeah. Spider Tech, Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
All right.
It's time.
Let's look at week 4 real quick. So, Eagles and Bucks. This is a bounce back week for the Eagles. I think but the Eagles are going to be down 2 wide receivers. Like, this is a game Jahan has to step up. Saquon has to step up. Goddard's got to continue to play well and get open. Jalen has to protect the ball. The Bucks are coming off of shellacking, embarrassing shellacking. It's an interesting game.
Yeah, it's tough, especially the week before a bye. That I think a lot of people in the Eagles locker rooms are just holding their breath to get across the finish line into that bye week. Yeah, and I don't think Jahan Dotson's been a wide receiver once since he was in Happy Valley. So that is a role that he's probably unfamiliar with. I don't know if he's ready for it from what I've heard about the execution, like how he's been doing, how he's been running his routes, and everything's been sounding great. But is he ready for the volume of 12 to 15 targets? Like, is he going to be that guy?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll all find out, and then hopefully, I don't know if it's definitive on Devontae Smith. I know that he, that looked pretty bad, and he has this week to recover.
Good way to put
But we've seen, I think Tua Tagovailoa has gotten that 3 times in a game and went out there and played. So
Yeah, as long as you're not seeing hand gestures when
as
he
long as
gets
he's not
hit.
throwing gang signs,
Yeah.
maybe we'll get him out there.
That is the one matchup that I always look forward to, though, is Eagles Bucks, because it reminds me of, like,
You always look forward to that one every year?
I do, because it's always a
Circled on
ass
Mike's calendar.
whooping. It's an ass whooping for you guys. But, like, I know your mental state leading up to that game, because that's how I feel about when the Jets and the Patriots always play in week 3. Like, that's your kryptonite. Baker is the guy. And Mike Evans, are you going to sit him? Those are decisions you got to make.
Oh man, Mike's gonna pick apart that. If they can get him the ball, with the way that the Eagles secondary looked against Atlanta, you know what I mean? Like, if it's that kind of game, then I don't like the defense's chance against the Bucks. Baker moves the ball extremely well. He executes that offense. I think it's tailor-made for what his strengths are.
Yeah.
They still have a scary receiver core. I don't think they run the ball well, but I think that's scheme. I think that's Todd Bowles. There's nothing more frustrating. I don't know if you guys have ever had a Bucks running back in fantasy, but there is nothing more frustrating than watching them go first and goal and throw the ball 5 times. There's
Mike
nothing
Evans.
more frustrating than it, man. So, like, I don't know.
What do they need to do, though? What do the Birds need to do to beat the Bucks? Because, again, the Bucks have had your number for the last 2 years. What do they have to do? You guys have played them so many times now.
I think they return to how they beat them last year in the regular season, just run the ball down their throat. Hopefully we have a healthy offensive line. Like, Lane Johnson's kind of iffy there, too, with playing this week. The Eagles live and die by Lane Johnson being on that field. If you look at their career win percentage with Lane Johnson on the field versus when he is off, it is staggering. They're a different team if Lane Johnson's not holding up the right side. So if they're able to run the ball down the Bucks' throat, I think that'll really, really help.
Who's the backup for Lane Johnson?
Oh, dude, it's bad.
Who is it?
Bad. I think they move Becton over if he starts.
Okay.
So
Does he know how to cheat?
No, not nearly as well as Lane.
Okay. That was my
nearly as
biggest
well as
question. Because if he doesn't, then, your run games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. That's a tough one for Saquon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I think they've experimented in the past with Mailata if they really wanted to move that side. But they've
Yeah,
given up the
I think I
left
remember
side.
him getting out there. I
Yeah.
thought Becton has done well when he's had to step in there so far.
Yeah.
Good guard.
Yeah. Well, score prediction. What do you think?
I'm taking the under. So I think the line was at like 49.5, if I'm not mistaken, on DraftKings.
I got it right here.
Or like 47.5.
44.5 this morning.
Good. I think that's even going down.
Yeah.
So I'll still take the under. I think it's going to be a grind out game. Again, no receivers, man.
Yeah.
So like they're gonna have to run the ball. Hopefully we see more Kenny Gainwell spare Saquon Barkley, some of the carries. I just heard Nick Sirianni on WIP on my way up saying that he's not afraid to give Saquon Barkley 50 carries in a game.
Yes, he is.
Terrifying.
He's
Terrifying
scared.
to me. Should be terrifying to him.
He's
Yeah.
scared. He's
Yeah,
scared
he
of
said,
that.
I will do whatever it takes to win the game. He's like, if I have to give him 7 carries and we throw the ball, he's like, if I give him 50 carries and we never throw the ball, I'm like, oh God, please don't be the second part. Please. don't
He
be
is
the second.
sounding like a Giants coach.
Yeah.
That is
Oh, yeah.
literally what the Giants did year after year after year, and look what it did to them.
Yeah.
It did nothing. All it did was Saquon got injured like 2 games into the season. All right. Well, speaking of the Giants, we got Cowboys-Giants Thursday Night Football. I'm actually concerned for this game, but I'm optimistic as well. I think the Cowboys offense needs to come out and make a statement, kind of like they did against the Browns. But also, Danny Dimes is sneakily playing better than Patrick Mahomes right now. And that's going to be a hot take. But if you look statistically, Danny Dimes is having a better season right now than Patrick Mahomes if all you looked at is stats. That team, though, stinks.
Yeah.
That team stinks, though. So I'm still on the Cowboys to win that game.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny Dimes, man.
He's bad, but he's
Is
good.
this in New York or is this in Dallas?
This is in New York.
In New York. Ooh,
So he gets to
right.
sleep in, he gets to wake up next to Kay Adams.
Yeah.
Dak's going to be on the road.
There's nothing more than I love than a Giants-Cowboys game in New York because I want like 4 ACLs. I want 2 aside.
On that
I want,
field, it's
yeah,
possible.
exactly. I want I know that people are going out on both sides, and that just helps us. So there you go. I love those games.
Watch what you wish for. You got to play there as well.
Yeah. Oh God, I know. Twice. Yeah. Hopefully twice.
Saquon's been injured there a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, that's not a great situation.
It might be a bad Thursday night for everybody.
Mike, what do you think? Hold on.
Yeah,
I
what do you
want to hear Mike. Come on.
I'm on probation.
No, well, not even betting. Just give me a read.
What do you think about the game? Give us a read. Let us know what we should bet.
I love the Cowboys, which is why I'm fading myself taking the Giants.
Okay, so the Cowboys will win. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, Giants. Yes. Okay. I think we all understand what we're doing there. All right, Vikings Packers. Vikings are at the Packers. Vikings are hot. Darnold is going to play. It wasn't a serious injury. Came back into the game. Packers. Now, here's the tricky thing about this game. Is Jordan Love going to be healthy enough to play? Also, Malik has kind of got this team into a position where even if he plays, I think they still will put up a fight. It's going to be massive for this Packers defense to show up, though.
I love me some Sam Darnold. I really do. I love me some Sam Darnold. I was right about this, and I don't know who else in our GM was right about it. Was it Wade or Rory?
Wade and Rory, they're both stands.
I am a stan on Sam Darnold, bro. This is finally his time, which is why I'm taking the Packers.
All right, fine. Here we go. Sam Darnold. You guys ready? I'm going to read 2 quick stat lines. I'm going to talk about 3 games started for 2 different quarterbacks. 53 completions and 78 attempts. 8 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Also rushing for 35 yards. His team went 3-0. So that's quarterback 1. Quarterback 2, 3 games started. 52 completions and 72 attempts. 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Running for 74 yards.
I know.
Team's
wait.
3-0.
Yeah. Wait, can we guess? Can we guess?
Yeah, you can guess.
It's Justin Fields.
Nope.
Wait, did you just say it's Justin Fields?
So
No,
I'll tell you first one's.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah, I'll tell you who quarterback 1 is though first because you're gonna really want to guess who quarterback 2 is. Quarterback 1 is Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I think we all knew that one.
Okay, so everybody's talking about this great
you-
start.
Can you read that second one again?
Absolutely.
This one's 3-0, right?
Yeah, they're both quarterbacks are 3-0 in these
Yep.
3 games started.
Got you.
All right,
Got you.
So quarterback
And it's
2,
not Justin Fields.
correct? Quarterback 2,
Not Justin Fields.
and it's not this year. So
Oh, it's not this year.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
now
It was last.
the Justin Fields pick looks
year.
horrible now.
Yeah. No, it was
Horrible.
last year. It was last year. All right, so I should have prefaced with that. Yeah, 3 games started, 52 completions and 72 attempts versus Darnold's 53 and 78. 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and ran for 74 yards with a quarterback rating of 119.8.
Okay.
3 games started.
Okay.
3-0 for his team.
Who was 3-0 last year? Oh, was this Jalen Hurts?
Tommy DeVito.
Oh.
What I think we're looking at here, gentlemen, is 2 Jeremy Lin runs.
Oh no.
We're looking at Jeremy Lin runs.
Oh, Mike.
That's in the past, dude.
Tommy
Mike.
This is the past.
Tommy Cutlets put up the Sam Darnold line that everybody's glazing.
I do have to
Numbers
say,
lie sometimes.
that last week, or what was it, Sunday night, I did say I'm not on the Vikings train until they win the third game. We saw this with the Saints. They couldn't win the third game. I do think the Vikings, there's still a possibility they could be frauds.
100%.
Not taking away from the fact that Darnold has played well through these games.
Sam Darnold is making his 70th start in the NFL this weekend. And we're going to hear about everybody talking about this guy never got his shot.
He never did.
This guy never got his shot.
Gee,
bro.
I mean,
I watched him with Adam Gase.
It's his
He had Adam
70th
Gase.
start.
20 times better than Zach Wilson. I'm not getting in this rabbit hole right now. It's not happening. Zach Wilson, bum. I hope he goes to Miami.
Never
I
got
hope
his
he goes
shot,
to
dog.
the Giants.
He never got his shot, dog.
wait,
But listen,
we
the
still haven't
timetable's
seen.
not there.
They always pick.
The timetable's not there yet.
We still haven't seen Zach Wilson in Denver.
And you're not gonna.
You're seeing Zach Wilson light starting for Denver right now. You just don't want to. You just want to go to the. You have Zach Wilson decaf. You're trying to go to Colombian bold roast if you put him in there.
Okay,
it's all
so
the same shit.
are we all on the Packers this game?
I am.
Yeah, Santa Claus could start a
Wait.
quarterback for the Packers. I'm
So
saying.
you're on the Packers?
Yes, I think
I'm on the Packers. Are you on the Packers? But is that a Vikings pick?
No, I'm on the Packers.
So you think that Packers are going to win?
I think
For
the
real,
Packers
though.
will cover, and I will give them the win.
So Vikings will win.
If you fade me, yes.
Okay, Vikings.
So it's Vikings.
I'm switching my pick to the Vikings. All right,
I'm not
Jags.
here for this
Jags.
Because he's almost on probation watch too.
Let's not let this go. Let's not let this go. Hold on. I am 0-6. I know that. Everyone, even the guests, are playing like shit in our picks. Not here for this slander here.
Relax. You're on probation. You're on
You're gonna be on
probation.
probation now.
All right, Jags at Texans. Texans got beat pretty bad. Jags got beat pretty bad. If we're looking at a bounce back game here, I think the Texans dominate this thing. The Jags look horrible. We talked about at the beginning of the show. Trevor Lawrence is a shell of what he did at Clemson, shell of what he did even last year. I don't see any way the Texans don't have a bounce back game to put up 20 to 30 points, which I think would be way too good to win this game.
It's put up or shut up week for them, man.
Yeah.
because they're on fraud watch. They are on fraud watch after what we saw last week.
Mm-hmm. And they're fully healthy now.
Exactly.
It's not like they're missing people. This is a fully healthy roster just getting worked by Malik.
Correct. Finally, a healthy Tank Dell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody's out. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon.
We were missing Joe Mixon
Joe
last
Mixon.
week, but he could be back. I heard he's week to week is the latest report.
So he's going to play. He'll play.
I hope he plays.
He'll be active.
I hope he plays.
He'll be active. Oh, do you have him on your team?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you better.
I hope he plays.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going Texans there.
Texans.
Texans.
It's getting really confusing now. Are you taking so Jags or Texans?
Texans.
I'm taking the Texans.
But if you were betting on it,
I'm still taking the Texans.
They will bounce back.
Jags to cover.
okay.
Jags cover.
All right.
Probably is gonna happen.
And then Bills Ravens Sunday Night Football. Bills and Ravens Sunday Night Football. I am in on the Bills, dude. I'm in on the Bills. This is the last game here. Josh Allen is tall. I think the Bills win this one by at least a touchdown. I really do.
So by a score. All right.
Yeah, I really do.
Give me Baltimore. And that's going to look good for you. Give me Baltimore, dude. I'm all over Baltimore here. They are going to make the Bills their bitch. Lamar Jackson's going to go insane. The tight ends are finally going to resurrect. It's Isaiah Likely time. The Baltimore is back.
Shots up.
Baltimore is back. Listen, the Bills are due for an L. They're due. Give me Baltimore.
The Bills are cooking right now. I think Josh Allen's looking like the Josh Allen that everybody
Best player,
like-
best quarterback in the league right
He's
now.
looking like the Josh Allen that everybody, thinks that he is. So I think if he maintains form, I was worried about the Bills going into this year. I was like, who the hell are they going to throw the football to? Is James Cook, Dalvin's little brother, going to be able to move this ball? Like,
Looks damn
I thought
good.
maybe he wasn't real. So there was a lot of question marks, and I think they've just come out and really shut up a lot of the critics. So I think if they keep that momentum rolling into an iffy Baltimore, man. I mean, I don't know. Baltimore still hasn't showed us who we all thought they were, really. I mean, if Dallas game, but like Dallas game, how did they look with a lead? how did they look with a lead?
That's what I was just about to say. Like, they have not proven they can close a game.
Yeah.
They've proven they could play the game well.
Mm-hmm.
They get out to leads. They're able to play the game well. They can't close. They've had opportunities to bury teams. The Chiefs game, they even could have run away with that. If they had put drives together, they punted 3 times in a row, I think. And then Dallas, the end of the game, there's no reason why Dallas should have ever been back in that game. The fact that we lost by 3 points and still had a chance to win, unreal. I know we got an onside kick, but still, Lamar, he's got to put the team on his back and figure out how to get first downs at the end of those games and just bury them, put teams away. I'm still going to ride the Bills, though. Still going to ride the Bills. You said Ravens?
Bills.
Damn,
All right.
You guys are assholes.
Yeah, well, track record. No, so that's all I got for the show. Mike, so you got?
That's all I got, baby.
Greg, thanks for coming on, man. That was enjoyable.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
I'm sure we'll have you on again sometime
Thank you.
throughout the year. So, awesome.
Great stuff.
All right. See ya.